Hey friends, welcome back to Freedom Homestead. I'm Tangi. This is Wellness Wednesday, week 2. And today I'm in a little bit of a time crunch, so this video is not going to be as edited as last week's was. So let's just go ahead and get into the video. Before I get into my weekly update, there's a couple of things that I wanted to address. One is last week during my Wellness Wednesday, I said that on the iTrack Bites app, we could follow each other, and it turns out that is not true. I misunderstood, excuse me, what I had read. There is a community on the iTrack Bites app where people ask questions, share victories, and things like that. And someone had actually asked the question, hey, how can we follow friends and family in this? And one of the iTrack Bites people said that is a feature that they are working on, but it has not been made available just yet. So I'm sorry, I misunderstood that and I shared the wrong information with y'all. Another thing that I said last week is that each week I would do a side-by-side comparison, and I got to thinking about that and thought, you know, you're not really going to be able to tell a difference from one week to the next. So I decided it would be time better spent to just do that every 4 weeks, maybe every month. So I'm not going to be doing that today. So I hope you understand. We'll allow a gap between each one, so that way the difference is more apparent than just doing it week by week. All right, and one more thing. A lot of you have over the week been private messaging me, asking questions, anything from about the iTrack Bites app to, you know, just Weight Watcher stuff in general. During the week, I'm going to collect questions. I will try to answer some of you right away if I can, but I'm going to collect some of these questions and then do a kind of a Q&A in the forefront of my week in review, just so, because I feel like it'd benefit everybody to answer the questions this way. If you have that question, someone else probably has that question, so it would be helpful, I think. And I obviously would not share the name of the person who asked the question. It would be all anonymous for sure. Okay, so let's get into how my week went. Week in review. As far as weeks go, we had a fantastic week, but as far as my diet goes, there are some good points and there are not so good points. One thing that I am super duper proud of myself for is that I have been tracking everything. The good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm not going to succeed if I'm not honest. So I've got to put my big girl pants on and then just log everything. So that's what I've been doing. So yay me, good, bad, and ugly. I have been logging everything. I mentioned the bad and the ugly. Yeah, I've overindulged many times this week. Wednesday, last week, we had dinner at church, and I already knew what we were going to be having. They were serving spaghetti, salad, garlic bread, and then people bring in desserts. And so I had, you know, I already thought, okay, I'm just gonna have a whole bunch of salad and a little bit of pasta, and I love garlic bread, and I didn't want to say no to garlic bread, so that's exactly what I did. I had like this much pasta, like one serving of pasta, and then the whole half of my plate was filled with salad. I didn't get ranch as much as I love ranch, but I like Italian dressing, and Italian dressing is lower in points. And then I had a piece of garlic bread. Well, also, my good friend made cheesecake, and cheesecake is my absolute favorite thing. She told me how she made it, so I plugged it into my recipe builder, knew how many points. I did go over my daily points that day and dipped into my weeklies, but I didn't sweat it because I had done so well the whole week. I thought, I'm gonna have a piece of cheesecake and I'm going to love it. Thursday, I did great. Friday, I actually helped at my daughter's work. She works at a cafe. He was gonna be short-handed. The owner is actually a good friend of ours, and he said, hey, do you wanna work Friday night? I said, sure. Well, it was a Mardi Gras theme. So there was pasta and shrimp and grits, and there was jambalaya and catfish and frog legs and all kinds of stuff. Just oodles and oodles of amazing things. And also he had me make some pecan pies, which is like one of my favorite pies. And I just thought, Oh my goodness, rein it in, girl, rein it in. You can do this. So I did not overindulge, but I did have some foods. I mean, I don't think I had a single vegetable while I was there. I did have a sample of the shrimp and grits. You know, just a taste for seasoning and things like that. And it was delicious, of course. I mean, you can't go wrong with shrimp and grits ever. I did eat a lot, and you know what? I tracked it. I tracked everything. I put it in there, made sure. And again, I went over my dailies that day. And dipped a little bit into the weeklies, but it, you know, I had so many weekly points left. My iTrack Bites app starts over on Sunday. So Saturday nights, dipped a little bit into the weeklies, but not, you know, I didn't do terrible. And then Sunday, my points start over. My weeklies go back to 40, whatever it is, 40 something points. Sunday morning, we were in a rush. I had a cup of coffee, but I did not have time for breakfast. We had a fantastic church service. It was one of those where the preacher didn't even get to preach. There were testimonies and songs and prayer. One got saved, and we left church a little bit late because nobody wanted to leave. We were just having an amazing service. So by the time we left church, I had worked up quite an appetite. I was ravenous, and I have to say, for me, that is the worst thing that I can do, is allow myself to get so hungry that I lose all sense of good judgment. So we had some friends with us. We decided that we would go out to eat. We had not gone out to eat as a family in forever, and so we decided to go to one of our favorite Mexican restaurants. Well, because I was so hungry, and they sit the chips and salsa out in front of you, I had some chips and salsa. Good thing is the salsa is 0 points. Chips, not so much, but I did not even count how many chips I had. I just was one right after the other because, like I said, I was starving. And instead of looking on the menu at their lighter options, I went for what I always get, which is, what is it called? Huevos con chorizo, which is scrambled eggs with chorizo sausage. And it comes with the refried beans and the Mexican rice, and then I get corn tortillas. That's like my absolute favorite thing to get. So it was one of those where I didn't check first. I checked after I ate, and y'all, not only did I use up all of my daily points in that one meal, I also used all of my weekly points, and I am not even joking. That one meal, 4 corn tortillas, the huevos con chorizo, rice and beans, chips and salsa, took all of my dailies and all of my weeklies. So, and like I said, I didn't even look until after I had already eaten. So, lesson learned, do not allow yourself to become ravenous, because you make very, very poor health choices or poor food choices when you get to that point. I had a 2-point protein bar in my purse, and if I was thinking, I would have eaten it on the way there. Just so that way I would take my time and look over the menu, go through my app, make sure that I'm making the best choice that's available, instead of just going whole hog and eating everything in sight and what I wanted. So, lesson learned. Monday, I mean, this is just like one bad day after another as far as food goes. Monday, again, didn't eat breakfast. Jack and I had some errands that we had to run in town. We knew we would be in town for a few hours, and I should have eaten breakfast. I should have eaten breakfast, but I didn't. And so what happens, we get into town, we're running our errands, I become ravenous once again, and I could have said, hey, let's not go to Five Guys, let's go to Chick-fil-A. It's right across the street, and I know that I can get a grilled chicken sandwich and a fruit cup for all of 8 points. But did I do that? Did I say that? No. I said Five Guys sounds wonderful. And once again, I tracked every bite. I tracked the fries, I tracked the hamburger, I tracked all the toppings, and once again, I went over my daily points, and now I have a deficit in my weekly points. So that was Monday. Tuesday, I stayed home all day. I worked my tail off on the house, and y'all, the cool thing is housework counts as activity. And I did. I cleaned baseboards and walls and floors and dusted, and so I was doing a lot of squatting and kneeling and up and down steps and doing this and that. And so for 6 hours, I deep cleaned my house. And so thankfully that gave me some activity points. So I feel a little bit better about, you know, all the poor choices that I have, because now, even though I have a deficit in weekly points, I now have a lot of activity points that I can dip into, because this weekend we are going out of town. Yes, indeed. And we are doing some family things, taking care of some family things, and we're gonna be on the road. So yeah, but my goal is to do better. Now, with all of that said, how did it affect the scale? So you will be surprised to know I did not gain any weight. I did not lose any weight, but I did not gain any weight. So at least I have that going for me. I am still at 206. So that is a 1 pound weight loss. It is a loss nonetheless. So I'm thankful, you know, it's not perfection, but it is progress. And that's what we're going for. What do I plan on doing going forward? I will say that last week, yes, I tracked everything that I ate, good, bad, and ugly. I also did meal plan, which I shared that with y'all during my grocery haul. I meal planned. I knew what I'm gonna be having for breakfast, lunch, supper, even though we ate out and I was not planning on eating out. I need to stay within my points, and I still want to meal prep. I did bake some of those pumpkin muffins that I told y'all about in my grocery haul video, but I have not meal prepped at all. And I really would like to do that. I feel like that would really, really help me keep from being ravenous. Something else that I've been trying to do is eat every couple of hours, and once again, to prevent the ravenous thing. And I'm going for like a fruit or a vegetable, just, you know, after a meal. Like I have my meal, a couple of hours later, I'll have an apple, you know, just to keep something in my stomach, to keep my blood sugar level, so that way it doesn't plummet and then I'm setting myself up for failure. So that's all I've got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this very rushed, video. So how are you guys doing? Let me know in the comments section below. What are your victories? Did you have a loss this week? Do you have any non-scale victories that you're pumped about? What can you do better going forward into the new week? I already know what mine is. But anyway, I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and until next time.